Alrighty, folks, here we are. We're gonna be drinking some tequila off a
oxtail.
Horn. Horn, right? Is it the horn? Oxtails are like that, right? Let me just make sure there's no like oxtail residue. And what is it called again? An ox horn. You gotta show me an ox fucking animal because I don't know how that looks. This is for all the love that I have for Mother Prepper right here.
Down the hatch.
Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of 312 Unscripted. I am Chris D, and I am with my co-host, Karl Solano.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Fresh on a Sunday evening. We've got two awesome guests here with us tonight. Mother Prepper, but I'd love to let them introduce themselves. So, by all means, you have the floor.
All right, I am Stephanie Xiques, and I am the executive chef of Mother Prepper, and here's my sidekick and dishwasher, Pedro Rodriguez.
Pedro Enrique Rodriguez Barrera. Thank you.
Lavaplatos.
Lavaplatos of Mother Prepper. Well, I mean, honestly, you know, we do it all. Mother Prepper, you know, we started, you know, just a little small business, but, you know, we've been growing, and so, you know.
First off, how did the name Mother Prepper start? Because,
before they get into the name, explain the business. What is it that y'all do for those who are unfamiliar with your
Mother
craft?
Prepper, yeah. Hey, guys, before we dive deeper into today's video, I just want to take a moment and remind you to subscribe to 312 Unscripted right here on YouTube. It's a quick click, but it makes a huge difference.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Join our community for more amazing content. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss out. All right, let's get back into it.
So I think I can answer both questions in one. We started off as a meal prep company, and we would do just small meals, you know, here and there for people. When my daughter started school and she was in kindergarten, I prepped for one of the teachers, and the word got out, and everyone wanted meals from us. So we were delivering to multiple teachers throughout the school. And I sat back one day, I was pregnant with my fourth child, and I was like, man, what? You know, Ready, Prep, Go. That was one of them. I was like, that's really cool, you know? And then I was like, man, you know, what can I? And my son, I was like, he was doing something, and I was like, oh, you and I was like, oh, Mother Prepper. That's so cool. You know what? It definitely came from you know.
Yeah.
Can I swear here?
You can swear.
Oh, motherfucker. It came from, like, the motherfucker, like, you know, I don't know. But that's where it, like, stemmed from, and I was like, Mother Prepper's really cool. You know, we've gotten a lot of, like, we do so much that people are like, it doesn't really explain who you are, but when people hear their name, they're like, oh, that's awesome. Like, I think everyone interprets it differently, but you know. Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. Dope. When I first read it, I got the pepper part. I was like,
yes, everyone says Mother Pepper.
I was like, pepper.
So I thought about changing it, but I was like, no, I'm staying true to it.
What do you mean the pepper part?
So it's Mother Prepper.
Yeah.
But when you look at it really quick, you get confused with Mother Pepper.
Oh, Mother Pepper, okay.
Oh my God, when I call, like, my insurance company, they're like, Mother Pepper, I'm like, sure.
I give up.
MP, that's us.
That's MP. So we've done MP. We've done MP Fusion. We've like played with the name here and there. But it's Mother Prepper.
So how did you decide to start this business? How did you, like, aside from going to the getting, like, the word out with your kids' teachers and stuff like that, like, what made you give you that, let's do this? I
mean, I think I've always had a passion for cooking. Like, when I met his parents for the first time, I went home. I mean, I went to his house and I cooked them a Puerto Rican meal. They're Mexican, so I was like, I'm gonna give them the full, like, white rice.
You're Puerto Rican.
I'm Puerto Rican and Cuban.
Oh, wow.
My mom's Puerto Rican, my dad's Cuban. So I was like,
dope.
I have to show them.
Straight up
like,
Caribbean.
Yes. So that's why we call it fusion, because he's Mexican, but over the years, his dad has taught me how to cook some really good, and people are like, wow, this is like better than my mom's cooking. And I'm like, don't say that, But I mean, we do so much that we fuse all these flavors and we just keep it really fresh. So yeah.
How do you like decide what dishes to make or fuse, in other words? Because like, I guess Latin fusion is your thing, right?
Yes.
So
Latin fusion.
How do you decide like, yo, today we're going to do, we're gonna do Guatemalan
before
and Mexican, or
it's more Latin fusion because if you ask any American, right, like us, we're American, but like a deep-rooted American, like what is your cuisine? They're like, you can't answer that. So you go back to like your ancestors and where you came from and originated from. And I'm Puerto Rican and Cuban, but I'm American. My mom, my dad were both, born in Cuba and Puerto Rico, but I'm American, and so. The flavors I grew up on, the more natural flavors, the more,
sofrito and
so like
that.
I fuse my sofrito with things that I won't mention here, but we do different. We like to fuse different things together. That when you taste
secrets,
them, right?
trade secrets.
off here. But we like to fuse flavors that people normally would be like, well, that won't work. Okay. And when you put them together, you're like, holy shit, that's amazing. Yeah. Like that works. And everyone tells us that has our food is like, this is nothing like we've ever had before. Like you guys are really onto something. There's even times where I fuse it so hard that when I go to make it a second time, I'm like, wait, what did I do? Like, I don't even remember because I'm just trying so hard to make it so different that even I can't remember the recipe that I made the first time.
If you see her in the kitchen, she's like grabbing all these ingredients and chopping them up and doing all these things to them. And I'm like walking into the kitchen. I'm like, babe, what are you doing? Like, really? This goes together?
Yeah.
And then I sit down at the dinner table and I'm like, holy shit. Like,
that
I never had nothing like this before. But like, I've had these ingredients before, just never put into the way where she fuses them,
So if there ever was a thing in the culinary, like, just culture, because you know how people who like plants, like have a green thumb.
Right.
What is that equivalent to? Because it seems like you have that. But what is that equivalent to in the culinary world?
Well, so like I told my daughter, because my daughter's like, well, how do you do this, right? She's very artistic, but I'm like, that's why they call it culinary arts. You either have it or you don't. It's like someone who can draw. You can draw really good since, you're a kid, right? You know when the person's going to be artistic because they're kids and they're not drawing stick figures. They're doing something very... So even since I was young, I would come up with these ideas and just come up with these like recipes that I was like, it's not going to work, and it always just worked. Okay. I've had some that don't, obviously, right? We all do. But like I told it's an art. Right. It's just something that either you're born with it or you go to school for many years and and I still have so much growing to do. I'm not by any means, I've never been to culinary school.
I was just going to ask you, like, did you go to culinary school?
No, but I'm a self-taught chef because I've heard from so many chefs and actual chefs who have been to culinary school because we worked in many kitchens. I've been in the industry since I was 16 years old, not as a chef, but working in restaurants. And even chefs would tell me, you got it. You got it. And you didn't have to go to school for this. You're not acquiring the debt, but you have the knowledge, which is what I've heard from a lot of people.
That does sound like a good plan.
Deep.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I can teach myself. If you want to learn something, nothing will stop you. It's not going to take a teacher in front of you who you probably have more knowledge of, you know what I mean?
Right.
Then I could probably teach him something. Or he, you know what I mean? It's just all learning. And so working where we work out of the hatchery, we meet so many other chefs that, you can grow from and learn from. And we're in a shared kitchen. So there's 4 different spaces and I see other people cooking and people will come up to me. I'll go up to different people and you just learn from.
Do you ever get those smells like leak into your room? You're like, hey, we got Petey. We got to go see what that is.
Yeah. People, people
Yes.
do all the time. And we do the same thing, where I'm super... When, like they say, you're hungry and you have a passion, nothing's going to stop you from acquiring the knowledge that you need to reach your goal. And it's crazy because in the beginning of this, or last year, now we're in a new year, but I had so many goals that we reached. And so this year in January, I was like, now what?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's dope.
Yeah, like, now what do I do?
That's a great, like, I wouldn't say problem. That's a great position to be in life where it's just like, what the fuck do I do now?
But that's what they do say. That they do say that. They say that that's a good problem to have.
Yeah. I don't know the next step.
So you guys started this in 2020, 2021, 2022?
Well, we started on this, like... Mother Prepper, like where we really took it serious during COVID, because he wasn't working.
So that's 2020.
Yes.
Yeah. And
yes.
we were at home, we just got set, we were
We were
sitting
bored.
down and we're just bored and we're like, let's do it, let's take it to a whole different level. Let's, let's get creative and let's think about what people want. And, the restaurants were all shut down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nobody was going out to eat.
It gave us our
So
time
then
to
we're
shine.
like, boom, let's do it.
Sick.
So
And then
Nothing
we
was
went-
open, so like, where people gravitate towards, they couldn't.
Right.
And so I'm like, this is our time to shine. Like, we have to do it because people are going to take the chance. And we have people to this day still ordering from us from
Beautiful.
COVID.
Yeah, it's a
COVID.
blessing.
And honestly,
Yeah.
COVID was the thing that propelled us to like the next level.
Yes.
Honestly,
It
That's
was.
beautiful.
It
That's
was our
beautiful.
growing moment for sure. We had 3 kids during COVID. Well, one of them was 8 months when COVID started, and then we had 2 kids during COVID.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm like, we have 6 kids. We can't be working these crazy restaurant hours. It has to be our
Right.
restaurant. We have to invest in us.
Okay.
He worked in a restaurant, I worked in a restaurant, and then I became a stay-at-home mom, and then he was there, and he just wasn't present for anything.
Right.
So I'm like, well, let's make this a family business. We have kids. Our daughters are older, and they love what we do.
Oh man, I'd love to have good food all the time at home.
Right. No. And they're super invested in it, which is awesome. I mean, my daughter's like, do I have to go to college? I could just work for you. I'm like, no, you're going to college.
right,
But you
right.
can still work for me,
Part
But it's-
time.
right. But just to see them like in the business mind frame, to me as like a mom and as a woman, is like, this is dope. They're learning from me. They're feeding off of me. They're getting the ideas, and they come up with like super out of the box ideas that I'm like, okay, I'm teaching you so much just from this.
Right.
That I created off a whim. Like, let's just do it. Let's see what happens.
And you guys weren't scared of the risk. You guys weren't scared
Of course.
because there was a
Yeah.
lot of businesses flopping.
We're still scared, but we're still gonna.
You
do
know,
it.
gotta
for
do it
me,
no matter
I was
what.
scared of the risk, and I think because of COVID, everything was shut down.
and everything was flopping
Right.
during COVID. A lot of businesses went out of business.
Right.
During
So
COVID.
for right now, we are 100% self-funded, and that was something that like I was like, we need to save our money right now. We need to we did Uber Eats. I mean, we were hustling during COVID
Yeah.
Right.
Nice.
just to
Nice.
make this dream come true.
Right.
And it just gave us a platform because whatever restaurants were open were only to go. And I'm like, Uber Eats. Like, I mean, if you are hungry for something, you can make it happen. No matter what, like, you're going to find any platform to make it happen. So I was like, Uber Eats, we did it in the morning. We did it at night with our kids sometimes in the car. I mean, I would drive, he would jump out, pick up.
Nice.
We did
No,
what we
yeah.
had to do.
That's
and
a hustle right
with
there.
that money, we
That's
flipped
respect,
it.
though.
And
Yeah.
so we just made sure that we always had enough to like get by, but also to keep feeding our dreams.
Yes. That is
And then when
beautiful.
when everything opened up, we were like, I remember I was maybe 5 weeks postpartum with my 6th child, and I was like, take me downtown. I'm gonna file for my business stuff. And he was like, all right, cool, let's do this. So he would drop me off. I'd run upstairs, and within a month, I had my license. I was taking classes online, getting fully certified. And I was like, all right, let's do it. And we went in full force. Our first catering was a big ass flop. It was crazy,
I want to hear about that. I want to hear about that.
it was we
Because
still like
people out here don't know like the real struggle of growing something,
nightmare.
and you have your downs, and because we've had times here in the podcast where the conversation didn't go too well.
Yeah.
It wasn't as comfortable as we usually have them, and so there's times that shit happens.
it's
So
the worst.
and obviously we're still growing this thing.
Right.
But tell us about that one.
So it was our first day in a shared kitchen, right?
Okay.
And we were just used to working out of our home
good
kitchen
one.
where you're comfortable. I mean, this is like my kitchen, so I know where everything's at, So we get there, we're just like downplaying shit. We're like super excited. Hey, we're here.
Like,
we're
gonna
in a
make
shared
this happen.
kitchen.
It's easy.
Like,
Look
we're
at all
a
these
business,
grills and stuff.
Oh no, we
Right,
were like
you
an
got it.
hour and a half late to the catering, and it was a really good opportunity, which now I'm like, okay, we really flopped that one, but like it was a great opportunity that could have led to long-term business. But I think the communication was like really off with the person, and when we got there, like everything was great.
Everything.
But the fact that we were an hour and a half late
Yeah,
was not.
people loved the food. People enjoyed everything.
Everyone
but
who was
the fact
there
that we
had a
were
great
late
time.
was-
Right. Everyone who was there had a great time. Like whoever didn't know that we were that late had an amazing time. However, the people who were in full contact
In
with
charge
us
of the event.
and back and forth with us, and we got there, we had to set up, we had to do our thing. Those behind the scenes people were not happy with us. And so the email that I got back the next day, I was like, hey, how can we make this right? I'm so sorry. Like, I tried to kind of explain like, hey, whatever. And they were just like, no. And I was like, well, what about like, and they were like, no. And I'm like, but they told me, like, they started their email with, everyone had just rave reviews about your food. However,
It's always that
you
however.
fucked up. And I was
However,
like,
you fucked up, so go to
but that-
sleep and
right. And I remember
Wake up the next
after the
day.
catering, like, I got in the car and I just like sobbed like a baby. And I was like, what am I doing? And
Also, it did get you down.
Oh,
my,
yes.
I mean, to this day, we've learned from it, into the point where, like, we are an hour early.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
don't
hell yeah.
mess
That's
around
it.
with time. And I say, you know, this was put in our path. It was manifested in a way where, like, that was supposed to happen to me, because, like I said, we started during COVID, so it was easy. I mean, nobody was on a time frame. Nobody cared.
Right.
Then when it came into the real world, it was like, no, people do care. People need their stuff on time, especially corporate or events, and it really did shape us to become, you know, something bigger, something more. Like, we got this business mentality, and now I'm like, we have to be on time. You have to answer these emails within a certain amount of time. You know, I mean, it has to happen, because if not, people aren't happy.
Right.
And
And it's a family business
Yeah.
then, right? So everybody helps out. So
Yep.
you have like a secretary or your
I'm
daughter?
the secretary, I'm the chef, I'm everything. My daughter, she...
Because I've seen the pictures and your daughters do tag along.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
no, my daughters,
tag along,
they-
they help out.
So
Oh,
I
that's
have
nice.
one of them loves to cook. So
Okay.
she is like my tortilla, like...
Tortilla queen.
She makes them better than me. For real, she makes them better than me. She's amazing. And then the other one just loves customer service. She loves to charge people. She loves to bring up things. I mean, we've
Little
been to
business girl
Yes,
going on.
we've been to markets where, like, she's only 10, but, like, we've been to markets where she stands there with a book and she's like,
Yeah.
hangs it up on the thing, and she's like, "Give me your card."
That's a
She's
future
swiping.
boss lady right
yeah,
there.
no,
She's
she
known
is.
in the farmers market.
Oh, they love her.
Oh, that's
She-
dope.
she's
Yeah, yeah,
she's
yeah.
rough. she's
She
rough.
already has a reputation. She's
Yeah,
10.
yeah,
She's
no,
10. She's
yeah.
got a reputation
Yeah.
already.
She
That's
knows.
great. That's great.
Yeah, so I mean, they're
And she has
hustlers.
fun with it too.
Yeah.
So
That's
that's
awesome.
You know,
Yeah.
the main priority is having fun and, you know, just developing your kids in a way where they can, like, you know, learn and just, you know, have fun with what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So so they don't take it serious, but they know it is.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
Okay.
they
that's
know
the
it is.
best.
Oh no,
like,
they take anything more
scenario.
serious. Like, my daughter the other day, she was just at the market with him on Saturday, and she begged me to go.
Yeah.
I'm like, Chloe, you know, it's Saturday. You should get some sleep. Like,
You
you're
gotta
up
wake
every
up
day.
at 4
She
in the
was like,
morning.
Yeah,
too.
because I think farmers markets
Yeah,
are
you
like
gotta wake up at
no,
4 in the
and
morning
this
and,
one's like,
you know,
you
get
know,
everything ready. And
It's
so-
a lot of work for this one because it's indoors. Usually when we set up outside, it's a lot easier. But she's like, no, I want to go. And I'm like, it's your only weekend. You should sleep in. And she's like, I'm every day at 6. I don't care. I'm going to go. I want to go. And I'm like, all right, go.
Oh, shit.
She loves it. Like, they love, because then they get
They
to,
love it.
we're like, here, you know, take some money, walk around. And they come back, look what I bought, look what they had, look what they gave me some carrots. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, what do you want to do with those?
and this is the farmers markets you guys are working here and there, right? Nowadays.
Yeah. So we're doing an indoor market, the
Okay.
South Loop Farmers Market. You know, it's our first indoor market, and it's like a whole other world to the farmers market, but it's super cool
Yeah.
to see how they brought it indoors, because we usually do
Exciting.
outdoor. We are known for cooking on site. Like, people can smell the meat. It's just, they gravitate towards us because of the smells coming from us. But there we do a lot of our jarred stuff. So, like, things that we do every day in our catering business, we're a scratch based company. So
Well, what does that mean? I mean,
so scratch based is that you make everything in house. You
Okay.
try you can use certain cheeses that are, like, hard to produce. But you use very minimal, like, processed foods, and you just try to make everything in house on your own. And so when it comes to, like, our trimmings and, you know, pickled things and sauces and just, you know, our doughs, our bread, we make all of that in house. And so we just take it to the market, and we're like, here, you guys go home and do
Yeah.
what you want with
Take
it.
a jar. Here's
They
this,
love
here's
it.
that.
Our
They
salsa
love
matcha
it.
is probably, like, our number one seller.
Yeah.
Wait, salsa what? Matcha?
So salsa matcha is you fry dehydrated chiles.
where's my salsa matcha?
I know.
I know,
we should
man.
go
I'm
there.
sorry.
You're giving them
We sold
away.
out. We sold out.
Yeah,
y'all.
we sold out. Add it to the back.
Right.
Hey, that's
I gave them all away yesterday.
Back stock.
that's a good reason. It's sold out. That's a good
Right.
reason.
Sold out.
Right.
We
Yes.
sell out every weekend when we're there. But
That's
it's like
good.
a chili oil. They get, you know, like like
It's like a Mexican chili
the, like
oil.
an Asian chili oil. So
I-
it's Mexican, and so we use peanuts, almonds, different chiles that we, like, fry up in avocado oil. So that's another thing. A lot of people use, like, canola. We like to
yeah.
try to keep
Yeah.
it really clean, and we use avocado oil.
Man, that's that premium stuff.
Yeah, so I
Yeah,
mean,
so-
you know, and people are sometimes like, $10 for this little, and I'm like,
No, it's
I
the
promise,
quality.
it's
But
the
it's the
quality.
quality, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Organic everything.
Exactly.
and,
Absolutely.
you know,
So-
things
you
like
pay
that.
for the best shit, like
Right,
the top,
right.
top shelf shit. Right?
And then one thing that, like, the way that we fuse our salsa matcha is, a lot of people do tortilla chips. We make our like plantain chips in house, and so we use that as the crunch factor to the salsa macha. So instead of tortilla, we do plantain.
Yeah.
To bring a fusion.
Little
And
fusion.
people, like,
wow.
it is.
No,
It's awesome.
I say that because he looked at me right now real quick because he knew I was gonna be like tortilla chips versus plantain
Yeah,
chips.
but it's the
And I'm
crunch
Mexican.
factor.
No, I get
Right,
it.
of
So I'm
course.
Mexican, so he gave me that look like, "Do you approve?"
On this side, I hear
Right.
plantain because Filipino culture,
Right.
we eat plantains
Yeah.
too. I'm just like, I fuck with the plantain.
Right.
He's like, yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. He looked at me. He's like,
Yeah, I'm over here. I'm just like,
Like, what don't you get? What's wrong?
right. No, so that's where the fusion comes in,
Yes.
right? So
yeah, so we just try to like when
Like,
I think of
tweak it out.
fusion, I look at like this most like authentic recipe, and I'm like, what can I pull out and put in?
So instead of this, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Instead of that, we're doing this.
Yes.
You know.
that's sick.
and people
I like
love that kind of
People love it.
experimental
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
Yes.
and right now it's really popular,
Yeah.
which has worked in our favor. But it's something that's on the rise. It's just fusion.
So I've seen you guys do corporate events. I've seen you guys do the
Yeah.
farmers market. I've seen you guys do. What else have you guys been doing?
We do brewery pop-ups. as
Yeah,
well.
that was just gonna say.
Pop-ups.
Those
I
are
was just
fun.
gonna say
Those are
that.
a lot
That
of
was the
fun.
most
Those are
recent
fun.
one.
Those are
Yes.
fun
And
ones.
then I saw that Frankie Marty's tavern.
Yeah.
Frank and Mary's, yeah,
Yes, Frank
that
and
was a lot of
Mary's.
fun too.
We love that place.
And you guys are
Yeah.
regulars there. I've noticed because you guys been coming back.
Yes, so they love us there. Like
Yeah.
the
be
the
there on
guy
Monday.
Tony, yeah, we're there
Okay.
tomorrow.
Plug that in.
They
Yeah.
have a comedy hour, and so they invite a bunch of different comedians in, and like I said, we can tailor our menu to anything. He's like, can you do
Right.
something like a little on the cheaper side, but like still make it, you? And I'm like, of course I can.
Yep.
So, we're
Beautiful.
doing
And
$2 tacos.
Does that deter you when you hear like those conditions and stuff? Like,
No.
hey, I'm limited to my ingredients now because the budget's smaller. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
like you pay for
Yeah.
quality, and now you got to bring it down because
Yeah.
there's a different budget.
Right.
Not necessarily. I mean, it is a challenge, but sometimes you're in it more for the experience than you are for the gain. And if you have room to like go and just have a good time as a business, as a person, gain this experience and meet people, I mean, there's no cost on that. So if
Right.
if
Network.
we're just breaking even,
Networking.
I'm okay with that. You know what I'm
Networking.
saying?
That's
Having
Like,
fun
yeah.
is number one.
Yeah.
I would even say
and-
growth mentality because you're
Right.
in there and like
yeah.
expecting nothing, absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
But if you gain whatever it is that you gain,
Yeah.
you take
Right.
it with you, put it under your belt,
Right.
boom, apply it.
And
to
they're
the
not
next
asking
step.
for much. He's like,
Yeah.
these people, I mean, they're good with anything. And I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, I can't not be creative. Like, that's just, sometimes I'm like, I can't be that simple. Like, what? No. And he's even like, but wait, he asked, and I'm like, I don't care. Like, no, we can't do that. So, I mean, it's a lot easier than people think to kind of just like, when you work with really fresh ingredients, it's cheaper all around. If you're not buying a jar of something on the shelves, it's cheaper. If you're making it yourself, it's cheaper.
Right.
So, I mean, we're not really losing, but we're not gaining.
Okay.
I mean, or we can gain. It just really depends on the situation. But there's no price tag on experience and the people that you can meet
Right.
in these things. You know what I mean? In these
And
experiences.
then people that drink love to eat, bro.
Yes.
I know I need to like get the alcohol, keep the alcohol down, so I like to eat.
Right.
How was that brewery thing, by the way?
It was great. I mean, I'm never really on site of things. I'm in the behind the scenes. He went with my other daughter,
No, yeah, it's fun.
which I hate because I would love to be. However, I mean,
Wait.
You
What do you
gotta hold
mean?
it down, right?
yeah, yeah.
What was your task in this brewery event?
My task is pretty much to walk around the brewery, kind of talking to people and getting like, just trying to network and seeing what they like, offering different things and just getting their feedback and just just feedback and just kind of being there and just kind of just walking around and just
Doing the customer service part.
You're doing
Yeah, so
doing
you're
the
like
customer
so
service
personable.
part.
Front of the
Yeah.
house, back of the house.
Front of the
Yeah.
house, just being more interactive to people and
Yeah.
like just getting different outputs on like, oh, what did you think about this? What did you think about that? What can we improve on this?
Yeah.
And then so they'll give me their feedback, and then I go, to Stephanie, and then we go back to the drawing board, and we build on that.
He's really personable. He can
Yeah.
have conversations, whereas I'm more reserved, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
even I'm like, hey, they're looking, wait, they want,
Get them off me! I feel eyeballs on me.
No,
Get them
yeah,
off!
yeah. They're like, we want to see the chef. I'm like, no.
And being in the service industry, I've been a server for like I don't even know how long. I'm
Yeah.
just like over there talking my ass off and like
Yeah.
just. Oh shit, fucking tacos are ready. Fuck, let me go get the fucking tacos for you. Shit, you ordered these fucking 15 minutes ago and shit. I'm over here fucking talking to you about some fucking other stuff, But
aliens and
everything's
things,
all fun. Everybody's having fun and everybody's enjoying themselves. And, I think that's the main part, just
Yeah.
enjoying yourself and, you know, just having fun with what you're doing, pretty much.
If someone wanted to start a business, what do you think they would have to do to overcome that fright of taking a risk? Because I mean, it's easy to say, "Hey, just go for it." A lot of people say that.
You know,
Block your subconscious mind.
Yeah. You know, for
Right.
me, it
Take it away.
What's crazy is that I was full on like, let's take the risk, let's just jump, right?
Well, you
Him-
say you had like you were like full time mom, your 6 kids,
Yeah.
both working like double jobs with
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
industry, Uber Eats, and you
Uber
still went
Eats
and did it.
And I was
I mean,
like,
why not?
Right, because I'm
Right.
like, what's the worst? We go
We're
back to
out there
working
already.
full time
Yeah,
jobs.
why
I mean,
not?
you know,
Yeah.
I used to drive Uber, and I used to be like, mother prepper this,
Yeah.
while my Uber driver's in the back, and, you know, order from here, order from there. Like,
I think it took a
That's
lot more
dope,
convincing
yeah.
to
Oh, yeah.
him. Like, I felt like I was pitching my fucking product on Shark Tank when I was talking to him. You know, I'm like, listen to me, it could be great, it could be good. You know, and he's like, I don't know, like.
Well, you need that in a relationship. You
Yes,
need somebody to
It's
yes.
a
keep.
nice tangent.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a nice balance.
Yeah.
sort of
Yes,
thing.
yes.
He was more on the like reserve, like, well, so how does this work? Like, not a 9 to 5, not a paycheck. And I'm like,
yeah.
it may not be a paycheck every week, but it's gonna come in like large. Like, I
Big
can anticipate.
sums.
I mean, I didn't know much either. I was talking out of my ass half the time, but I
Oh,
was like,
fuck.
you know, I was like, hey,
That's
I think
how-
this
I
could
mean-
work.
And I was like, yeah, I'm going to trust her.
And now
I'm just
I
finding
tell
this
him-
You're
out.
the seller. You're a natural seller.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, I know I have a good product. You're gonna go out
Right.
there and sell it, but I know it's good.
I know your food tastes good, so
I'm like, so we're
it's
gonna do
taste
this,
good
you
to
know?
somebody
And
else.
so he was like,
Dope.
I don't know, like, how could I know, you know, my parents came here on the like American dream, and it was a 9 to
Yeah,
5,
work,
and you work
work,
for companies,
work,
and
you
I was
know?
like, well, you're
So-
not that. You're a different product of that, you know. You have the American. You're an American. Let's do this. And he's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, even now, sometimes I have to tell him, like, remember what we're doing, like,
Yeah.
remember why we do this. But I think it now makes more sense because sometimes I'm like, you know, would you ever go work? I just like randomly, we're driving home from like a really successful event. I'm like, would you ever go work for somebody? He's like, hell no.
Yeah, no.
I'll work for like this, but never. He's like, no, I'll start my own business. Like now he's like, I'm a businessman. You know, I would
Yeah.
never. And it's just once you start it and you see that like it's so much hard work, sleepless nights. You know, sometimes I'm laying in bed at 3 a.m. I'm like, fuck, did I answer that email? Like, I get on my phone. I'm like, is it wrong to answer an email at 3 p.m.? Googling, is it wrong to answer an email at 3? You know, you don't know, but you're learning every day. And now it's like, I could never go back to work for somebody.
Okay.
I can't. I couldn't. Like, nobody would want to have me. You know? And him either. I don't think him
Right.
either. You know? And it's just crazy when I see him evolving into it because I'm always a person, let's take the
Yeah.
risk.
But they say that those who are entrepreneurs and work for themselves never really have time off. So
No,
do you
we
miss
don't.
that
No.
time off, or would you rather continue doing what you're doing now?
I think that because it's a family business, it just kind of flows into each other. The family time, and we're with our daughters sometimes, you know,
Right.
his mom will come to babysit, my mom will come to babysit, our family will help, and then it's me, him, and my 2 daughters. So we're having, I mean, my daughters are like, this summer was amazing. We did this market and
We
that
can't
market.
wait for the Farmers
Oh my
Market.
God,
Oh,
like
that's
when does the
awesome.
season
And we're
start?
like-
2 more months to the season. Like they love it. They love it. And so I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think that like I'm never away from them. They're in this with me. They're learning with me. It's a family business, and it's something that like I feel like I'm living. It's a dream come true. Like
Yeah.
I'm.
It sounds like
It is.
It
It's-
sounds
it's
like you've
something-
integrated
yes.
what some people's aspirations are.
Yeah.
You have a natural integration within your family unit, your
Yes.
life,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So it just sounds that's a blessing.
Like
So-
today, my daughter was like, "I think you're the smartest person I've ever met," and I was like,
Oh, yeah.
"That might change in a couple of years." But you know, it's yeah. I'm like,
what about me? No, but she's very.
and I'm just like, you know, when plan A fails, I have B, C, D, E, F. You know, like I just there's always another plan to make
But some
something
people
work.
don't have those kind of plans. Some people just like I said, they're very hesitant to take that
Yeah.
risk, hit
Yeah.
the lowest point because they're not at the lowest point,
Right.
But they want something better.
Right.
What would you have to say to those people that want to do something but don't dare to?
I mean, you have to make it your passion. Because when you have a dream and you have a passion and that feeds each other, nothing will stop you. I mean, some things are easier said than done, right? Like you're gonna go through really hard times. To say that we're living this great life, yeah, it's fun. I mean, it has its perks, but there's also times that like I'm not home. I'm, you know, at the kitchen cooking, or he's not there. He's at a, and it's just delivering and picking up. And there's times that I have all my kids with me, and I'm taking him equipment, and like, you know, there's a lot of hard work to it. But I just say if you have the right partner, because without him, I couldn't do it. Without us, like, as a team.
Support system.
Support a team. I mean, just
if
the
you're
right
falling,
people.
I'll pick you up.
Oh, yeah.
I've
if
noticed,
I'm falling, she picks
like I
me
said,
up
we work
and
out of the
boom.
hatchery. Shout out to the hatchery. We work out of the hatchery, and like we see a lot of businesses just like us. You know, either husband and wife,
It's awesome.
brother and sister. I mean, just so many.
Couples. A lot of
Yeah.
like
A lot of
Lots of
families, a
couples
lot of
and
a lot of
That's
people
nice.
who you can trust. You
Entrepreneurs.
need that foundation, right? And the foundation has to be someone that, like, if it fails, it doesn't matter. Like,
I'm still there.
I'm still there. That are so invested just like you. It takes investment. It takes time. It takes, failing and getting back up. I mean, it takes that hunger to just really go out there and, like, like I said, our first event was shit. And I was like, and he's like, it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's all right. And I was like, what?
As long as you're able to learn something
Yeah.
from all these events and all these like failures and successes, that's the thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Everything seems like to be
Yeah.
a stepping stone to
It
the
is.
next best.
It is. And I mean, to tell someone who's hesitant about doing it, if you continue to be hesitant, it's because you're feeding your mind that hesitation. You're telling yourself
Right.
everything that could go wrong, but think of everything that could go right.
Exactly.
Think of what could be a better life. I mean, we haven't been happier than now. Our
Right.
kids haven't been happier. I mean, I go to all of my kids' basketball games. I'm there for everything because I make that time and I'm able to. So if you have kids or if you want to live a life where you're living a life and you're not living under a corporate 9-to-5 who you're working to make the next man rich, do that for yourself and you'll see that it may not work. You might not see it the first 2, 3, 4, 5 months, but one day it's just gonna be like, damn, this is why I did it.
Right.
It's gonna hit you.
And that's how you feel nowadays when you leave an event.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Because I seen you guys. You guys like are fucking ecstatic all
We
the
love
time.
it.
Like,
It's
yeah.
great.
Yeah,
It's great. It's a great way of life, and it's only growth.
It's a great feeling,
Yes.
having
Yes.
these events and like executing them with your family and like having your your kid next to you.
Yeah.
It's just like a great, awesome feeling. Honestly.
Yeah.
It's just us being
That's like a
together.
blessing.
You like close
and-
your eyes and you open your eyes and you're like, wow, my kid is next to me.
I
selling
forgot I
some-
was working.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I'm over
that's
here
dope.
like selling my product. My wife is awesome. She's cooking some good food and
Yeah.
everything is just flowing.
And there, there's times where
it's
like
awesome.
he's at an event and I'll get an email like, oh my God, the person who took care of me today was just amazing. Like, and that's why I'm like this, we're ecstatic because not only do we feed these people great food, but we feed them an experience.
Right.
When people ask me, what are you? I'm like, we're an innovative experience is what I call it. And I'm like, it's innovative because it's something like you've never ever seen before. It's innovative. It's brand new. It's modern. It's just something that like you may not ever have again. And
Right.
it's an experience in the sense of like, I'm going to give you this plate. It's going to be beautiful. You're going to eat it. And it's just going to blow your fucking
like
mind.
it's gonna be like some chilaquiles, but like you're gonna
Yeah.
have like a little bit of like a flair,
flair,
to it. You know
right.
what I mean? But
It's like when you
be
go
a
to like
chilaquiles
these
plate.
top line, like Alinea, they give you this like small ass plate with like a piece of like ham on it, But it's
Right.
the best piece of
Like a
ham you
little
ever fucking had in your
flower, like,
life with a flower next to it. Like that's what we try to. I mean, we don't serve little little plates, but like we give them an experience that the customer service, the food, just everything is just top notch.
the flavors there.
There's even people, who run the hatchery and they're like, yo, we had your food today for our staff meeting and whoa. I'm like, yeah,
Right.
they're
That
like,
sounds
you
dope.
you have a really good
and
thing going.
those comments are what feeds us
Yeah.
also.
Now that feeds me.
Yeah.
That feeds my
I'm looking at her, dude. 'Cause she's like, man, dude. I'm
That's
like,
me.
That's
That's-
gotta
yeah.
be very
Oh,
fulfilling.
it is.
Yeah.
It is. Because not only am I like, I knew this could be something, but it just like puts that fuel under that. I'm just like, keep going. And the days that I'm tired, I'm like, get up. Sometimes we go to sleep at 2 a.m. and we wake up
Yeah.
at 5. And we gotta pack the van and
We're
we
like,
gotta.
should we even go to sleep?
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, right.
But we
It's
don't.
a
Like,
nap
no, we
all
need at
nighter.
least 2
Yeah.
hours. At least 2 hours.
Yeah.
Get up and take a shower. I mean, just get up and do your thing. But we have to drive. We have to pack the van. We have to do so many things that I'm like.
Yeah.
There's
Go
mornings I wake up
shopping
and I'm like, how
everything.
bad do I want this?
Okay.
Damn.
Okay, so I seen you guys traveling aside from Chicago. Mm-hmm. How do you guys decide to take those those ventures basically? Because some of your trips are like 2 hours.
Yeah. So we've done a couple in Indiana.
Yeah.
They're not our favorite, but I'm like, if you're willing to pay for the experience, I'm willing to come to you.
Yeah.
And they do. People are like, yeah, sure. I had you in Chicago, but I want you now over here. I'm like, okay, cool. And we meet so many great people. I mean, these people treat us like family. Like we walk in, they're like, "Oh yeah, you want to swim? Do your girls want to like?"
Yeah.
Sometimes they see our daughters and they're
For
like,
real.
"Did they bring their swimsuits? Like, come on and join the party." And they're like, "No, it's okay." They're
it
like,
sure is.
they tell them like, "Go in the house. There's so many treats. Just get a plate and just stuff that and take it home." And they treat them like family. And my
That's
girls
awesome.
are like, "You remember this person?" And that they've just met so many people. We've met so many people that like. It opens your eyes to like so many different things that it's amazing.
A lot
It's
of people
almost
out there are
like
very great, man.
we're paying for an
lot of people out
experience.
there are great.
Like we don't pay for it, but in our time, we go and we just have such experience with people that we're like, this is crazy.
And we enjoy it.
Yeah.
So, it's
I
like,
think that's the most important part. Is
we
that you
enjoy
enjoy
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's not
We
like
love
we're
it.
going out there
We
and be
love
like,
it.
oh my God, I gotta go out
Yeah.
there and all this stuff.
I think
no,
you've
We've
We're
all
like,
had that
yeah,
job
let's
where
do
you're
it.
getting ready,
we're
you're
out
like, why
there
the
and, like,
fuck am I going? I hate this. Fuck, and
You guys don't get that.
No,
No.
It could be like we're on 2
It's,
hours
like,
of sleep and
exciting.
we're like, you're ready.
we can't even
Oh,
go
that's
to
hell
sleep
yeah.
the night
That's
before
awesome.
because
Yeah.
we're like so excited to do all these things.
Yeah.
I think it's safe
fun.
to say you've like you mentioned earlier on you're American, you're born here,
Yeah.
but like I think it's safe to say you've surpassed the American dream.
Yeah.
Because the American dream, in my opinion, is what media kind of like paints for
Yeah.
us. It's kind of just like mom, dad, family, but the dad or mom is working all the time.
Right.
Doesn't
Yep.
get to see
Right.
mommy a lot, or vice versa. Oh, where's
Yeah.
daddy? Is he going to be here for Christmas?
Mm-hmm.
Is he going to be here for my games? Y'all seem like you have that down and integrated, so like there's
Yeah.
no worries. And then another byproduct of what you're giving your kids is the firsthand experience of human interaction, business. That's something that some people who take like education, like business
business magic,
education,
yeah,
they
business
don't
magic.
get that shit firsthand.
No.
Let alone at the age you're exposing them
Yeah.
to. So it's a
Right.
phenomenal like plus all around. So I
Yes.
think I commend y'all for
Yeah, no.
exactly what you're doing, because that sounds phenomenal.
Like
and I
I
feel
tell-
like there
yeah.
was an old American dream and there's a new American dream,
Right.
Like the old one was like a 9 to 5. You go to work, you go to college, you feed your kids, you get a a house, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you find
and
found
now
your way.
it's
You
just
made your way.
You know,
And-
you make your own.
Yeah.
And
You got all these things on the internet that you could do all these different things, and you just gotta go ahead and do them.
on top of that, I think in the hospitality business, you work holidays.
Yeah. You gotta work. You gotta at least gotta work either Thanksgiving,
Christmas.
Christmas, New Year-
Eve,
New
or
Year's a
Christmas
big one.
Day,
Easter.
or
New Year's
New
Eve,
Year's Eve,
yeah,
or New
Easter,
Year's Day.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And you guys were done with that.
Yeah.
I mean,
fuck
we
that
we
shit.
we sometimes we'll sometimes take orders if they're like long time, people who have ordered from us. I mean,
right.
like I said, they become like family to us. So they're like, "Hey, do you think you can?" And if you can, it's okay. And I'm like, "No, we totally can." But it has to be on our terms. You pick up by this time, or we drop off it, and they're like, "Okay, cool."
And it's like
So it's
cooking
all on
for
our
our family,
terms. Right.
Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so on the holidays, you guys don't like just like attend the event. You just drop off the food for like these big
Yeah.
holidays.
Yeah.
For some of them,
Okay.
yes.
Guys-
If I take a holiday order, like I said, families first, always. So
Yeah.
when I started this business, it was very focused on my family comes first, and
Right.
either it's gonna just blow up and it's gonna be great, or because my family come first, it's gonna be shit. And working as a mom in these industries, it's not easy for us. They really put I don't want to say shame, but like it's hard for us as a mom. Hey, my kid's sick. That doesn't fly. I
Yeah.
gotta take my kids to the doctor. I don't give a fuck. And for me, it was like
And
if
this is the hospitality business.
the hospitality. Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
it's like we need workers. We need the server. We need the person behind the bar. We need the person cleaning the.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't care.
You're
That's
serving
true.
for like 12 hours a day.
Yeah,
and you're
they
like,
don't give a fuck. They don't care
by,
if you
by
have
like the
a baby.
7th hour, you're like, I don't want to sell this food.
Yeah, I don't care anymore. And they overwork people.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I can't, as a mom, as a woman, I can't do it. It's not. That's another thing too. That's like I'm a woman in the industry, and I'm the chef. He's not. And most people are like, "You did it. It was you, of course, right?" And he's like, "No,
Yeah.
it's my wife." And they're like, "What?" Because
Yeah.
it's not a woman's industry. It's not. But
That's ironic, dude, because at home it is the woman.
it is, but
Right.
not in the industry.
That's so weird.
It is. When
That-
you're at home, you got to see her with the apron on, cooking you dinner.
But that's why I get so like sometimes like I get bothered with like, hey, you're a guy but you don't cook. No, what the fuck? Why would I know how to cook?
Right.
Oh, because chefs are men. They
men
cook.
right.
I'm like, yeah, but I had a mom. Does that make sense? She
Right.
cooked.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And that's
exactly.
everybody's mom who
Yeah.
cooks. you
Yeah,
know?
but this is 2024, so
Yeah.
people expect men to be able to cook too. Like, nah, dude,
Yeah.
I wasn't in the kitchen. Maybe I was washing dishes, but I wasn't like
Right.
Right.
Right. So like, it's harder being a woman in the industry for sure. All around.
Kudos
Working
to
in the
you
industry,
for breaking the barrier,
Yeah.
one, and two, holding it down
Of course,
for
yeah.
you two. That's
Oh yeah,
fucking-
Stephanie does a great job.
Yeah, because I've met a lot of cooks that are just guys, but there really isn't a lot of women that are in the industry. You're right. So.
and that like have the drive and the force.
No, I could see you have the drive. Like I
Yeah.
could have fucking Mark Cuban here right now,
Right.
and you can probably
Yeah.
blow his
People
mind,
like 3% for.
that's not gonna fly. That's not
Well, I'm sure you're gonna see Stephanie in
Right.
Shark Tank
Yeah.
pretty soon.
I mean, I've always just learned to hold my own. You have to walk into the room. If it's full of men, you walk in and you do your thing.
just own
It's
it,
just
right?
it is. I mean, it's a scary world. I have to tell you, it is, because you're up by so much competition. But like, you can't be blindsided by that. While some people are intimidated, it fuels me. Like, okay, I can be.
And you feel that vibe when you go to the farmers markets and all that, and
It's not so much the vibe of like,
the
they're
pressure.
against you or the pressure, because most times people are selling different products. However, the drive to the hunger to just sell and to just be great and to be seen, that is very competitive. And it's crazy for us, and I don't want to sound like arrogant or anything, but we're just naturally seen. It's weird, but like people are just driven to us.
Well, the smell.
Yeah.
You said the smells out
And not
there.
only that,
Yeah.
but like I said, when we go in there, like the indoor market is the first market we've done, and people just gravitate towards us. They see the jars, they see our setup. I mean, we have like a palm tree. People are like, "What's going on here?" You know?
That's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
And people are like, "This is amazing."
What's going on over
Yeah.
here? Right.
And we sell out every market mostly, and it's been great. So it is everywhere you go, people are just hungry. It's a very competitive, very just like driven force. We're like, this person's your friend, but he's not. Like, he's trying to sell just as much as you are. Like, we're all friends, but like, we're all on the same mission.
Right.
And we can't all meet the end goal. Like, we all have to
Some
just
shit's
kind
gotta
of.
go.
Someone's
Some
gonna
shit's
meet it
gotta
before
go,
the
yeah.
others. And
Yeah.
one thing that was really hard for me to understand is that we're all on our own wavelengths. We're all gonna meet that goal at this different times.
Right.
You
Don't
may
be
go
into
with a
a
different
rush.
product, and you may meet these end games, but I'm gonna be a couple steps behind because I just am, and I'm gonna have maybe a better product. I don't know, but
right.
it
You're
just may
learning.
be
You're on
that
your path.
exactly
Yeah.
we're all on different paths.
And everybody has a different outlook, from what I understand, is that some people go into these things as competition, seeing other people as
Yeah.
competition. Some people go in there seeing it as network.
yeah,
Right. Right.
Which one are you guys?
a little bit of both.
Yeah.
It has to be both.
Okay.
It has to be, especially in these type. I mean, the settings could be different, but in markets, you're definitely a little bit of both. I want to be your friend, but we're also competition.
Yeah.
and
And you're
not
trying
so
to like
much.
pick point and like learn from here and from there, and then like
Yeah.
eat
A
different
great-
things, and then
A
Right.
great thing about the market managers that we've been with is they try to limit competition. So like they don't want to have 3, 4, 5 people selling the same thing.
Okay. That's
If you sell empanadas, she'll tell you, "Hey, do you do something different?" Because I don't want to have 5 people selling empanadas. We can't have that, like, because that's competition. So
Oh, that is dope. I didn't even
yeah,
know that. That's
yeah.
Very
They try to.
considerate.
Some do.
Yeah.
Some are
That's
like.
very considerate.
No, yeah,
Those are
yeah.
the
Some are like
smart
Hunger
ones.
Games.
Those are the smart ones.
And then
Like,
for us, it's
Survival
like,
of the
it's like we go to
Go
we,
for
we
it.
go to the drawing board, and we're like, okay, let's see what we can do.
How
So
can I tweak it to not make it an empanada? but
Right,
it's an
right,
empanada?
right, exactly. So it's kind of fun for us too
Yeah.
to do that.
I'm like, it's a challenge accepted,
Yeah.
But no, I mean, there are some who are very like, no, we already have that kind of person. What can you do that's different? And there are some that are like, good
Do
luck.
whatever you
Here's a
want.
piece of meat. All the animals, they just, and it's fun. All of it's fun. All of
All
it's
of
fun all the way around, because we do great either way.
Right,
So
right.
we have fun no matter what.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's
So what is your next step? You guys already done the market.
Yeah.
You guys already done the catering. You guys already done the breweries. You guys already done the bars.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Shelves. We're
Yes.
gonna be in
Okay.
shelves.
So.
Okay.
So that's the long term. That's like the next big step. That's in like, because you said you gotten to the point where you've met the goals that you set for yourself.
Yeah.
So from
Yeah.
2020 to 2024, we're here.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I feel great, but like I said, I don't know my next step, and I think that's kind of, I'm just sitting and I'm just writing where we've been because it's
Yeah.
comfortable.
Okay.
It's comfortable.
Okay.
It took a lot to get here, and so we're just like
Oh, so
riding the wave. When you're on a comfortable wave, and you're just like, oh, okay,
so
this is
so the
great.
Stephanie from 2020 has to come back
Yes,
and
but
take that
but
risk.
she's
And take
ruthless
the
now.
risk, yeah,
She's
yeah.
ruthless now. Stephanie from 2020, because Stephanie, she was not confident. She was on, living on this could be. No, I know this is fire, and I know this is going somewhere, and so it's now like where do we go? And we've done corporate caterings. I have to say that corporate companies.
Oh, those are probably good because you network really well.
No, you'd
No?
be surprised. You'd
No?
be surprised. Everyone
Well,
comes
I
up.
mean,
If it was
it's on a
up to me,
budget.
yeah, no, they'd be like, we're feeding 150, but we want to feed them on $4.50, and you're
Right.
like, the fuck? Like, not even
Like,
McDonald's
what
can
we
you feed.
provide
Wait,
with
wait,
that
how-
yeah.
amount of
So how do you
money?
calculate that
Okay.
kind of like
We don't,
information?
because there's many jobs I don't take because I'm like, this is not us.
Yeah,
I
that's-
can't give a shitty product. I'm not gonna do that. That's not me.
Wow. So-
I refuse jobs
Yeah.
now.
That's
so
how
I'm
I
like,
think that's
wow.
where they are. And
Yeah.
just analyzing what they've said so far, I think
Yeah.
they've surpassed this point of like realization that they don't have to fucking cater to everybody.
Yep.
Yeah, no.
Yep,
Because
that's
they're
it.
confident with
Exactly.
what the fuck they could,
Right.
they could, they could provide, and they have the privilege of saying no. And I see
Yes.
some businesses take every single
Yeah.
client just to stay afloat. It looks
Right.
like
And
you guys
that's
are
where
in a
that
position where
gives people
could
the
be
room,
a big mistake,
and
right
that could
there.
give people the room to be like, your product is shit.
Right.
It's nasty. It's disgusting. I'm not like, I won't name names, but people are like, how can you bring this product down? And I'm like, I can't.
Right.
Because this is me. And if you don't like it, then you work with somebody else.
Exactly.
Oh, we don't
I
need
love that.
organic. We
Dude,
don't need
yeah, I love
organic
that.
products. We don't need. Okay, well then, go to the next person. Like
Right.
this is who we are, and this
I
is
love
gonna
that.
give you that finish that you had, and you're like, this is fucking amazing because that's what I used.
Right.
If I give you something that's not that, you're gonna be like, wait, this is not what I wanted. Of course, because now you're asking me to take shortcuts and corners, and that's where businesses fail. That's where because we're foodies. We love to go out. We love to
Oh, yeah.
experience people, but we see now where people take shortcuts, and we're like, your product is not what it used to be.
Oh, so you microanalyze.
Of course,
Yeah. We go out and we go out to dinner and we were like, okay, let's from point one to point F,
Yeah.
whatever, and then we're like, okay, this is what we could take from
Yeah.
this restaurant.
oh,
Yeah.
sick.
Nice,
Yeah, and there's some great ones, but there's some really hype restaurants that I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't get it. I don't get
That's
it.
like
Could be
what?
just like
Yeah.
marketing about dollars.
And
It could
sometimes
be
I'm
just-
like, I think I could just be a food critic. I don't even gotta be a chef because this shit sucks.
Exactly.
This is terrible.
Like,
Sometimes
you could have
it's
just
not-
done this,
yeah.
this, and this, and this
Yeah.
different, and it would have been okay, but you chose not to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And so the product is not the same.
Right.
Nice.
So,
Nice.
Right. I mean,
That's
you gotta
awesome.
stay true to you because there's gonna be people who are trying to get you for a cheaper price, and you gotta say that's not me.
Yeah.
That's just not who I am. And if you don't like that, keep it fucking moving.
How did you feel when you first did that?
I mean, I just recently first did that, and
How did that feel?
it felt good, but it also felt like I'm a people pleaser. So I always try to work with. I mean, our main thing when we started Mother Prep was working on a budget. If you
Yeah.
give me your budget, I'll tell you what we can do. And these budgets are becoming where like we can't do shit for you.
Right.
You need to go to Popeyes.
like, we'll give you some scrambled eggs.
Right, like, I don't know what to do
They'll be
for you.
organic,
Subway.
but that's about
Yeah.
it.
Right, Subway, and even Subway's expensive now. Like these people are like, you won't even go to McDonald's and get this shit. You won't go to Subway, Popeyes.
Right.
Even I go with a family of 8, and I'm spending over $100. Do you want to give me 150 for 50 people? Like, what the fuck is this?
It's called Bidenomics.
Yes.
Yeah,
No,
for
seriously.
sure.
Seriously.
That's
It's
a different
insane. Right. It's ridiculous.
No politics,
Right.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just bleep that out.
Right. So it just, to me, it's insane. Some of the things, like corporate is probably where I hate it the most.
So you don't take a lot of corporate jobs.
We work with a company who gives us corporate jobs, but in the beginning, I'm like, okay, I'll do it.
Just to experience the
Exactly. And
okay.
it's just, I would see a lot of like our friends doing them and like other companies, and I'm like, this is not mine. This is not for me. This is not, I'd rather go work a market because I
Right.
gain so much more. Like we've had really good experiences come from that. Whereas this, they don't care what
well,
they're
I
eating.
see-
I mean,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
They're just paying somebody to feed.
Right, to feed
Exactly,
their
yeah.
employees. They don't care. They don't care.
I remember I
Right.
used to get pizza parties, bro, and these motherfuckers made millions of dollars
Yes,
of profits.
yes.
Pizza party.
And
Yeah,
they
that's-
ask those people for tax cuts and all types of shit. It's sad. It's
It's corporate.
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
It is.
corporate.
And they're like, even my mom is like, oh, you do corporate? That's amazing. And I'm like, you clearly don't know.
Yeah.
You think I'm balling out of control off corporate? No, it's the little family parties that are willing to pay you what they should, because they don't question you. But
Right.
corporate is like $11.50. No, we need like $8.50. Like that's a huge ass gap. Like you just went from $11.50 to like what?
Especially when you're feeding like more mouths,
Yeah.
that gap becomes bigger and bigger.
Bigger,
the more
and now
people
you want
have to
it.
feed.
You
Yeah.
want containers and lids and spoons and forks and
Oh shit! To
Yeah.
go to carry out or
yeah.
what? Fuck, man.
Yeah.
And then you have to be somewhere at a certain time. It has to be hot.
I mean, I don't have that much experience.
It has to be hot, and if it's not hot,
You want
then,
150 meals that I'm gonna make all at once, but they gotta be hot. How?
Yeah, it's
Oh my god! Like I'm just
impossible.
like, how am I supposed to do this for you?
You want me to be the heater
Right.
next to you?
Like, see, the bullshit part, I think, is the person working in corporate, like, negotiating with y'all. They
Right.
have to be in tune with what the fuck it looks like to provide a service that
They
you
don't.
provide.
They don't give a.
There's a big disconnect there
They don't
because
get it.
corporate is just like, it's just, you fit the bill. Okay, cool. We'll have you handle this. But
Right.
there's so much in between
Yep.
that they are missing. And I think that's where part of the huge disconnect comes in.
And the crazy thing is, there's so many third-party companies that cater to corporate companies. That like a corporate company won't reach out to some other prepper, but they'll reach out to. I won't even put names here because
Right.
I might get canceled. But it's X, Y, and Z to get a catering from us.
Right.
So now, this $11, $13 meal that we could have made has just turned into an $8 meal because the third-party company is taking 25 to 30% from us.
Right.
So it's just shitty, and
Yeah.
they would rather work with them. Like you got to get a person who is networking and working better to come into these little companies because that's what they want, right? They want to support local, but they're not because they're supporting local through a third party company.
Right.
Like that, you're not supporting local.
And I think that's where you should come in as like the networker, as in the
I tell
person
him
in
this
the
all
front
the
end.
time.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
say
yeah.
it all the
I
time.
told her I'm gonna stand in front of like state in Washington Street, like just holding up some signs and like like over there by like the Chase
You see the
building.
people dancing? I'm like, you should be doing that. You
You
should
know?
be
No,
dancing.
I don't mean it like that. Look,
No, but yeah,
look.
for sure.
No,
I
look.
mean-
So we started this podcast as a platform for people to come on and share their good ideas, their ventures, their hobbies, whatever they're in,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah,
they're
thank
proud
you.
of and
Thank you,
stuff.
Chris.
And for me, it's like, yo, dude, I know that it might not make money for us and stuff, but it helps us network. So
Right.
one
For
way or
sure.
another, this is gonna pay off for us sooner or later.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
hey man, we might meet somebody that might be like, yo, bro, we're gonna get you on the next stage. All right, cool, thanks, man, appreciate it, man, much love.
Right.
But I feel like in the hospitality business, I think it's best practice to network with whoever you can.
Yeah.
Whether it's to be like, hey, man, here's my card. Give me a call if you guys ever have a question or anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or something like that, So, I mean, not to like put you on the spot and stuff, but
No,
yeah.
put him on the spot.
Put him on the spot.
No, but definitely, I think in this day and age, and I've been learning that the hard way, as Karl knows, is that networking is key.
Yes.
You have
Yep,
to know
yes.
somebody to help you get your foot in the
Yeah.
door.
Like I told you, I like to be behind the scenes.
Dude.
But lately, I've been very involved and very like, hey, Mother Prepper, wear the shirt to go grocery shopping, or like my
Right.
kids' schools. My daughter just had like her end of the basketball season thing, and I was like, hey, do you want food? And people were like, this is amazing. I'm gonna hear some business cards. Anything can bring you any experience can
and that's-
bring you.
And I learned that the hard way because I was always the type of person that let your work speak for you, not try to advertise it and all that stuff. But
Right.
it's 2024, Brandon.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, you're
yeah,
working
Social
Yeah.
media and you got all these
you
other
gotta advertise.
things.
You gotta
Yeah.
advertise because
If not, you're gonna be.
Your work
left
does speak
behind.
for itself too, though.
But
like,
I
but
think that
it's not
YouTube-
as valued as much as it used to be.
right. You have to network it for people to take you serious, but your work should speak for itself. I
Right.
mean, your work should be like, it looks good. It's good, and you're always with the same product. You're not giving me shit, right? Like you're not giving out. I saw this picture. This is not what I got. I mean, you can put your product out there, but networking just takes it to the next level. It makes people take the risk on you as opposed to the next person. You really have to put yourself out there in that sense, but your product should speak for itself because otherwise people are not. There's so many people doing what we all do, right? But it's just that you look consistent, you are consistent, you get the good reviews. That's what's going to make the person take the chance on you.
Yeah.
What are you guys looking for when it comes to growing your business and for the next, like if there's a kid out there, or somebody like my age or something younger,
Right.
and says, hey man, I want to grow my business, and but I'm in the hospitality business, I'm in the pop-up business, I'm in the catering business. What's your advice to them to take the next step, or what would you suggest be like the most important step to take next, no matter where they're at?
I would say just never. So with us, I know people who just do pop-ups. I know people who just do caterings.
Right.
We kind of do it all because I like to, go up there, get my foot wet and see what I like. And there's certain things I don't. There's certain things I do. But I'm grateful that I won't pass on an opportunity. It may not bring me much or it may bring me a lot, but I won't pass on it just to get the experience. And so to tell somebody, the best advice I can give them as our business is never pass on an experience.
Explore every alley.
Explore every alley, because it might just be the alley you continue to walk down, or it might just be like, we're like, hell no, this ain't for me. We've done pop-ups, we've done breweries, and there's some things that we prefer over others. Markets for me, I love them. I mean, I was a like a soccer mom going to these markets when I didn't even have a business. You know,
she used to tell me like, "Oh my God, babe, I can't wait till we're in the farmers market.
I'm gonna be there
and
one
then
day."
here we are.
And that was
That's
a big
awesome.
goal for me.
Yeah.
And we started with
very
one market, and then we ended up working 5 days a week at markets.
Yeah.
And now here we are, where people are like, Mother Prepper's coming back, right? And we're like, of course we are. You know, it's just where we're happy.
Right.
We love it. We love being outdoors. We love having our kids.
And every market is very different. You know?
It's a lot of fun.
We're at Lamont Market. It's very different. We're at the South Loop Indoors Farmers Market. That's different, you know. We're at the
Edgebrook Market.
Farmers Market.
We do a lot of different.
Go, hustle.
From 9 to 1, we are literally.
Edgebrook.
Edgebrook is. They love us there.
Game time.
They kill us every time.
Right.
I mean, my daughter's there
That's
pressing
interesting.
tortillas on site, and people just like.
People love us there.
Oh my God, they wait. They don't care. They're super nice, but they kill us there, and I love it. I mean, they've invited us to all of their other like back to school markets, winter markets, because I mean, you know, we make a dent wherever we go. People remember us. You know,
definitely.
And then the people remember our kids too.
Yeah.
They're like, oh man, yes.
Yeah.
You know what else is coming up? The music festivals for Chicago.
Oh yeah.
We haven't done those yet.
Oh,
Yes.
maybe you could.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That would be
You
fun.
said
Present
explore
itself.
every alley.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely, like I said, there's a lot of alleys we want to still explore. There's some that I'm a little intimidated by.
Which
like
one?
those.
Oh, those.
Those
music
big,
ones?
like.
No,
you
she's
know.
talking about like Lincoln Fest, like
Yeah.
Sprit Fest, all those.
Oh,
like,
Well, no. So those fests I'll do, but like Lollapalooza and shit like that. Like,
Okay.
I'm just like, oh, wait, I don't know if, you know.
Oh no, they have like a whole army.
I'm
behind
hoping
it.
to get
that's
into
a
the.
great plan.
We
I'm
gotta get a few
hoping.
employees.
So what I'm
Yeah.
trying to do is I'm hoping to get into the Puerto Rican Fest. I applied.
Sick.
Fingers crossed.
Oh, you applied?
Yes.
Oh, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers
if,
crossed.
You know,
Yes.
but
Yes.
so I want to do
We'll be
Puerto
there
Rican
soon.
food, but on the next, like, everyone there's gonna have this probably the same shit, right? But I want to do it fusion style. Where like it's gonna be the same shit, just
you're,
different.
you're not scared that people are gonna be like, "Yo, this isn't authentic Puerto Rican."
No.
And especially at Puerto Rican Fest.
Because you know what? We do pasteles every year,
Yeah.
which are Puerto Rican, super Puerto Rican. I mean, it's a labor of love, but it's not your. I mean, I don't do them how like my grandma did them. My grandma is like, "Can I order it?" I'm like, "Grandma, stop. I'll bring you a dozen." You know, but she's even like, "You make them so much better than me." She's my grandma, so I'm
That's
like,
a
that's
compliment
fucking
right there,
like,
yeah.
you know.
That's a
so
huge
I would have been like, "I'm
Right.
not worthy. I'm not worthy."
but like we do it every year, and people look for us. Or like I'm gonna. It's such a labor of love that I'm like, I'm not doing this year. Fuck that. And I get like multiple text messages, and I'm like, all right, I guess we're doing them this year. We're gonna do them. All right. So yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
So
they work out.
So we're gonna be doing those street fests at least, no?
Yeah. I mean, that's our next venture for sure.
So if you don't, like, okay, you know, worst case scenario, you don't get Puerto Rican Fest. What about the other fests?
I haven't really looked into any of them.
We'll be at the Le Mans Fest, I'm sure.
We're at a lot of fests. Yeah,
Yeah.
we get invited to fests, so
Yeah.
we'll do them. But they're not in Chicago. You know, no offense to Chicago, but I hate working festivals. They're so. It's so hard to get permits for them.
Here in Chicago?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
They just
As
want
many as
money.
they have?
Obviously, I don't.
Yeah.
You could probably edit that out, but that's
Money
no.
talks.
No.
So-
You have to get like this.
Yo, you have to pay for it, right?
So
Yeah.
how many like hoops do you have to
Eight
jump
for-
through? Like,
Oh.
how many gates of like
It
gatekeepers?
depends. It
Okay,
really
let's
depends
hear
on
it.
the
Like
the,
7 or
like,
8?
Yeah, it depends on the festival, and it depends on who's running the festival and what strings they have.
Wow.
To you.
Oh, so it depends on the festival and what, like how many, like if they can pull strings, because sometimes these people send you these applications and then they're like, the fest is in.
No. I'm talking about the applications. Like,
Yeah.
they put them in the list, but
But
you have to
they're-
know somebody
Yeah.
to pull
Yeah.
it.
Or they'll send them to you and be like, you have 21 days to apply for this thing. And it's like, but this fucking market is, or this festival is 11 days from now. How am I supposed oh, we know people. Or if it's like, oh, that's good luck. Like, if you can get pulled up and you're good, then cool. But it's a lot.
Wow. What the hell?
It's a lot of, sometimes it's like they want you there, but they want you to jump through hoops that you can't even jump through. Like,
Yeah.
it's-
So how
they're
are they
not
helping
possible.
you? How are they helping you with that?
It's a lot of work. But like, you go to these like just outside of Chicago and it's just like, here, come on in. No worries. We don't care.
Wow.
It's fun.
She's talking about the festivals outside of Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so in Chicago, you got to pay people.
Pretty much.
You got to pay to play.
Yeah. And then
Wait,
the people who...
why did you why did you feel like you had to?
Yeah, he had to reiterate that for you.
No, because
Do I look slow?
No,
I'm probably looking at her like,
no.
yeah, Chicago.
No. It's because I seen like the whole application process for
It
the
sucks.
Chicago festivals. Because when you go on the festivals, sometimes you have to buy tickets, or sometimes you have to buy a wristband, or sometimes you have to see the lineup of the people performing.
Yeah.
And they have vendor information. So out of curiosity, sometimes I'd be like, yo, let me see what the fuck this is. How much are they paying these? How much?
Seeing the actual application.
Yeah, and see how much how much
So
the
sometimes
registration fee is.
Yeah, exactly. You have to pay a registration fee. You have to pay a $75, which is like the standard, just application fee, and then you have to pay an application fee to the festival you're doing. So like some of them can be thousands, some of them can be hundreds,
and that's just application. That's
and
no guarantee.
No guarantee,
right?
and it says there's no guarantee you're gonna be.
That sounds like a lucrative business, but bullshit on your end.
Right. I mean, and it's shitty, but like you have to be persistent. That's where your like push comes in, and you, because it'll be like email this person if you have any questions. So I'm just like, hey, you know,
and it's all organized by the same company, 5-star something or something like that.
So some of them are independent. Some of the farmers markets are independent. Some of the festivals are independent. It's just really.
Outside of Chicago, they're independent.
No, sometimes even in Chicago, they're independent. But it still requires the same logistics. You still have to apply for these, permits and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a barrier that you want to cross someday.
I mean, I like, thankfully, like I said, working with the hatchery, they remind you, hey, festival season's coming up. Get your applications in. Get your permits in. Get, your things in. We can help you. Let us know what you need. But it's not easy. It's definitely not like...
Is there any influence outside of the people like looking at the applications that perhaps will turn things in your favor? Like, people demanding, people saying, "Hey, Mother Prepper was great here," blah 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 blah. Anything like outside of like this whole?
Yeah. So like Lollapalooza, those are only like they have to tag you on like
it's by referral.
It's by referral. So like they have to be like, we want this person, we want this person, we want this person, and they can get you in there. It's not like I can just email them and be like, hey, I want to be there. They're like, okay, who else wants you there? You know?
Okay.
So it's basically, there's a whole pop-up world. And there's a whole catering world. And there's a whole, and since this is our first year of business, we've just been dipping into, we kind of know people from everywhere, but we're not like a steady, I never want to be just a steady one field.
Yeah.
So like, there's a pop-up world. There's a whole list of people who do that every single day of their lives. And those are the people who usually get the they get tagged. Like, hey, we want this, we want this, we want that.
Hey, whoever sees this, y'all gotta tag Mother
Right.
Prepper. Mother Prepper. Gotta tag Mother Prepper.
Aside from that, if you're not following them yet, please
Yes,
follow them.
us.
Yeah.
We're gonna have you'll see their Instagram right now down here.
Yes.
Make sure you guys follow them. Let them
Yes.
know, hey man, we're gonna be
Show
at the
some
next
love.
event.
Yeah, show some love.
Stop by, check them out. But what about food Taste of Chicago?
That's also by referral.
Holy
That's
shit.
by
Yeah,
referral
a lot of those
too.
festivals are by
Yeah.
referral. So
I'm
either
taking
We'll
mental
be there.
notes.
We'll
I'm
be
taking
there,
mental
but-
notes so we
Yes.
can maybe like
Yes.
fucking finesse our way in there.
Yeah.
Some
So
way,
some are
somehow.
easy, like
Money talks.
yeah, you can either like, you get into the smaller ones and work your way up, or you get onto a platform that is in connection with these people and they just get you in. So everything has a price tag. Doesn't matter.
Right.
This, like I said, it's super competitive. So the Taste of Chicago probably won't take their chance on like a
Small business.
a newer, smaller business. No, they're gonna be like, okay, well, this person does pop-ups every single day of their life. Everybody wants them. Let's bring them on.
Let's bring in the turkey leg
Right,
people.
right, right. And they're not the greatest, but we've had them. I don't even know who they are, but it's not good. So like, they don't know. Yeah.
Wow. So for everybody out there wondering right now, like, yo, next event that we want to check out, what are your upcoming events aside from the one tomorrow? Which are the next ones that that are lined up?
So we're in March. We'll be doing a lot of brewery pop-ups. We'll be at
Nice.
I don't even know if I say this right, but Bajile, something like that. Yeah, we'll be there. We'll be on
Brewery.
Frank and Mary's. We have a lot of caterings coming up this month, and then come June, we will be at Monday through Friday. We'll be at markets, so you'll be able to find us at Edgebrook, which is now the North Branch Market. We will hopefully be at the South Loop Market. That will now be outdoors. We'll be at the Lamont Farmers Market, which is out of Chicago. We will be at the Edgewater, which is in Uptown. We're hoping to do some night markets, which Uptown has a really great one.
I seen that one.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. That one requires a different application
Oh,
process.
man.
So we'll get on that one. Last year I applied too late to get my permit for it, but this year, you know, I was in connection with the person in charge, and they're like, "We'll remind you, no worries." So, you know, we're becoming known. We'll
The
get
Puerto
there
Rican
one
Fest,
day.
maybe,
The Puerto Rican
there.
Fest, hopefully in June.
Yes, the
and,
Puerto Rican
you know,
Fest in
Okay.
June.
Nice,
And for,
nice.
and for more
We're gonna be
detail,
at the bougie markets as well.
The bougie,
right?
Yeah.
the bougie market. I had like nicknames
like-
for everything. I call it the bougie market because it's like in this
The,
like really
the
cute.
local.
It's the local edition market. We'll be
edition
there
market.
March 10th.
the local
March
dish
10th.
market.
The
Yeah.
local edition market.
The
yes.
The local dish market.
local edition market.
On your dish
Local
network.
edition market.
So yeah, we'll be there March
That's the fun
10th. That one's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a lot of like really local, like higher end people. Ponce restaurant will be there. We'll be there. We're the two food vendors.
Yo,
so,
I think
you know.
I think me and Carl got to make a stop
You
at
have
that
to.
one.
Yeah,
Let's go.
yeah,
That
yeah,
one's
for
fun. I
sure.
will send you
Come
the, you know, and you might network great there. I mean,
We'll
people
come
would
through.
love to be
We'll
on your
come through.
podcast.
There you go.
We'll,
There you
we'll
go.
set you guys up with some people. You know.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's that one's supposed to be. I mean, it seems really well put together. You know,
Okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
the people, but from my experience, the people who are in charge of this seem very well put together.
Nice.
So
Very nice.
And for more detailed information, where can they reach you? Where can they email you? If they want to like book you, where can they check you out?
So my email is motherprepper@mother-prepper.com. I have an website, motherprepper.com. Facebook, Instagram,
Mother Prepper
my number.
At-
777. I mean, anywhere.
and
you know.
Mother
Our
Prepper.
address over
Yeah,
there.
and Mother Prepper. Everything's Mother Prepper. Just put up Mother Prepper and you'll find us.
Yeah, there's
Awesome.
not many mother prepper
We're
out
on
there.
Google now. We're on Yelp. We're, you know.
Awesome.
Yeah.
TikTok.
So everybody out there
Instagram,
listening,
Facebook.
watching
yeah.
this, definitely check them out
Yes.
online, social media. Mother
Yeah.
Prepper. Mother Prepper.
Mother Prepper.
Mother-
Not pepper.
Not
Prepper.
pepper, but prepper.
Yes.
Prepper.
Y'all heard
There you go,
that,
there you
right?
go.
Y'all better check that shit.
Prepper.
Yes.
Rapper the rapper.
Well, with that said, man, I really like to say thank you guys for stopping
Yeah,
by.
thank you for having
Yeah,
us,
thank
man.
you so
It was
much.
awesome.
Thank
It was
you.
awesome. Yes.
Super
I
dope.
loved
telling-
it.
and
It's
telling
been a
us-
privilege.
telling us no, and talking to us, taking your time to tell us
Of
everything that's
course,
going
yeah,
on,
this
and
was
definitely
fun.
everybody that's watching, definitely check them out. And if you
Yes.
really enjoyed this episode and you guys want to see more, make sure to give us a follow, a like. You know, thank you
Right.
for watching this, Carl.
Appreciate everybody. Again, follow Mother Prepper. These two are phenomenal, amazing people. I mean, this is my first time meeting them in person, and just I feel like their
Thank
energy
you.
is just so infectious, and
Thank you.
their story is all, like I said, y'all fucking surpassed the American dream in my opinion.
Yes, I love
so
that.
give these people some support. Check them out. And hit us back up next time. So signing out.
Yes.
My name's Karl. This is Chris. This is Mother Prepper.
Yes.
See y'all next time.
Woo.
Peace.